Is there a bourbon that you can have if you are a first-time bourbon drinker? Never had it before, you're pretty much a virgin to bourbon. Why, yes. Yes, there is. Okay, so no, maybe there isn't. What is up, guys? Welcome back to Bottled and Bond. I'm Ozzy. Today we're gonna go over a pretty cheap whiskey, pretty cheap bourbon coming out of Kentucky, sourced out of Kentucky from what I've seen, but is only readily available in select states too. Maybe I think I've seen it in Virginia and far distant places. Bam! So this is Virgin Bourbon. On the label it says rare 101 proof. Listen, you can call it rare if you want, but I mean, you just decided to go 1% or one more proof above what would typically be a bottled and bond if you met every other criteria for a bottled and bond. Anyways, on the label as well, it says it's bottled in Kentucky by Meadowland Distilling Company. From the research that I have done, and that you have probably already done if you're a whiskey connoisseur, unlike myself, is that this is actually sourced from Heaven Hill. Yes, Heaven Hill, the same people that make Evan Williams, Elijah Craig, and far more other bottles, that some that I've reviewed here on Bottled and Bond. It is charcoal filter according to the label. From my knowledge, this used to be a 7-year, used to have a 7-year age statement, which Heaven Hill has removed since, for whatever reason. Sources state that it's because they were bringing out their Heaven Hill 7-year or their Bottled and Bond or whatever. Regardless, they took it off. So is it 7 years? I have no idea. Obviously, it has to be at least 2. So, charcoal filter Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. 50.5% alcohol by volume, of course, making it that 101 proof. I have had virgin bourbon before, and the times that I've had it, it has been pretty unique, different, unique experience. The price point, I've seen it for 12 bucks, 13 bucks. Some sources state that it's gone up as far as 15 and 17 bucks, but the times that I bought it have been like $12, $12.99, pretty damn cheap. So let's open it up. It's a cat. You know I'm about to say it, right? Classic bourbon. You get a good woody, honey note to it initially, you know, straightforward. It's like a honey, nutty, almond, woody, smoky, almost like a charred nose. Picking up a little bit of that peppery, and I wouldn't say maple. I wouldn't say it's syrupy. I will say it's very sweet. It's a sweet, dark, brown, like a dark cherry, almost woody aroma, honey, charred, almond-like note. Those are the main, for the most part, those are the main notes, the primary notes that I'm getting on the nose. As far as the sweeter version, the sweeter aspect of it, I would say maybe like a pound cake. On that sweeter note, a little sweet, fluffy, airy pound cake, sugary, brown sugar. That's definitely one of the notes on the nose. I'm curious to see what the palate is gonna pick up, only because I have had it before and I've been amazed, and I just opened this one up and I wanna make sure that my amazement carries through forever. Cheers. Classic. Oh man, it does have a little bit of a bite to it at 101. Slight bite, cherry on the finish. Sweet cherry flavor on the finish, but straightforward. You're still picking up that woody, that brown sugar, the sweet honey, and the nutty, almond-like, dark roasted almond-like taste forward. On the second swig, I picked up a little bit of a cinnamon. Slight astringent mid-palate towards the back end. But it's the forward one that gets you. That forward flavor, the beginning, the initial stage, is a sweet honey cinnamon swirl. Cake like something, some kind of a brown sugar. What are those little swirl desserts that may come like cinnamon swirls? Yeah, cinnamon swirls. Listen, it's been a while. Let me tell you something. This is what I'll say about this rare 101 proof virgin bourbon from Heaven Hill, from Meadowland Distilling Heaven Hill. I'll say this, to be honest with you, if you've never had a good classic bourbon, you've never wandered off into the whiskey department of a liquor store for whatever reason, but you were curious and you wanted to try a good classic bourbon, the definition of a classic bourbon, but you did not want to waste the money and risk it on something that maybe was gonna be trash, this is your bourbon. It is not too strong on a scale. Although 101 proof, this is perfect. Everything mellows out mid-palate and just gives you a good flavor balance of all of those classic bourbon notes of honey, of brown sugar, of like that nutty almond taste, the woody, the charness. You know, it's charcoal filter, so it adds on to that char as well. Maybe a little bit of a maple. Maybe some people may pick that up, but just classic bourbon notes for a $12, $13 price. I've read that you can source it from Alabama and people said North Carolina, or I'm sorry, South Carolina, or they say the South. I picked this one up in North Carolina. To my knowledge, when I searched it in Virginia, I either did not find it, and I'm not gonna pull my phone out right now, but I either did not find it or I found it in 2 locations and it was far away from here. But it's readily available in North Carolina for about 12, 13 bucks. If you are wondering what a classic bourbon should taste like, not freaking immaculate bourbon that is super delicious like Woodford Double Oak, and not something crappy that calls itself bourbon and it tastes like corn whiskey like Doc Porter's, then virgin bourbon is your bourbon. You heard me? Nonetheless, guys, if you guys have had virgin bourbon 101 proof from Meadowland Distilling Heaven Hill Distillery, let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you guys thought, if you guys agree or disagree with me, and for the price point, I definitely guarantee it. I'm Ozzy. This is Virgin Bourbon Rare 101 proof from the Meadowland Distillery Heaven Hill in Kentucky, but only available in other states. And this is bottled in bond. Cheers.